Celtron Nation, Joe Simons, like diamonds. Got my bro Luke here.
And Luke
fighting
Simons.
the trout. This is, I believe, the third cast in a row with Slam Shady, and we're doing something a little bit unique, aren't we, Lukey?
Yeah, we're really going to be doing a tip on just how to go out and catch a bunch of fish, and using a simple strategy. And
it's a nice little trout there too.
Yeah. So what we're doing, the goal was to go catch some bait. And just show how to go and catch bait, and then also catch a bunch of fish. And we're going to do it all from the same exact spot. As we know, usually when you find the bait, like a tip for catching good fish is to find the bait fish. And there's likely going to be predators there. And one thing that we did for many years that a lot of people overlook, we were guilty of it for many years, is that we had our bait spots. We'd catch the bait, and then we go long ways off and try to find fish somewhere else. But in reality, a lot of times there's a lot of good fish at the bait spots. And so we're going to be sitting at a bait spot, chumming up some bait here. We're about to throw a net over it. And we're going to stay in the same exact spot and use the bait and see what kind of fish we can catch.
And a lot of times, if you've been in that have to get bait mode, and it's kind of stressful sometimes if you haven't been on the water in quite some time, your family's bored or your friends are bored, this is a great way. I'm just throwing out a lure. I've caught, 3 trout and a little snapper before we went live, all in this one area. And Cody, if you can kind of pan over that way, you see the channel markers. That's where we launched the boat today. And so we didn't have the spot picked out on the map, honestly. We just started coming out. We saw some birds diving. We're like, well, there's birds, there's bait. We're right near a bridge. We know there's some grass flats here. There's clearly a channel because you got channel markers. It's loaded with structure. And I think a lot of people, they whoa, we got a nice hit there. They don't simplify it enough. They get confused and say, oh my gosh, I got to do all this. And I guarantee you, we already saw like 2 boats were launching behind us, Luke, and they flew right by us. Not to say they don't know what they're doing, but there's so many fish to be caught. Like here's another one right here. Why we're catching the bait. This is a nice little trout. This is how much fun is this? Just to throw out a paddle tail, straight retrieve, keep it simple.
Yeah,
and we're going to have a bunch of white bait here in just a little bit.
Yeah,
all goes well.
A lot of times just keep it simple is
Slam
generally
Shady, baby.
the good plan.
Yeah, we'll catch these all day long. I never get tired of catching a little trout.
Yeah, we're just following the basic principles. Right?
Slam Shady. That's the Slam Shady 2.0 on a 1/4 ounce jig head. We're in kind of 4 feet of water right now. And I'm just kind of changing it up. Straight retrieve, pop it every once in a while, just throwing it right there behind us. So easy to do.
Yeah, and so right now we're chumming for bait. So I have
and we're chumming up more trout. It's going to help me out.
Yeah, this Purina fish food. And we're chumming up the bait fish. And once we get the bait fish, we're going to sit here and start throwing out bait fish and chumming up the water. And we should have a good amount of trout. Probably some snapper in there, ladyfish, hopefully some mackerel. But you can just get all sorts of fish on these, on the bait flats, I should say. We're basically right on the, just like the last video where we showed, where to catch this bait is get on the edge of a channel, get some current, and the bait will almost always be there. And this is proven true.
Nice hit there.
Here, once again, there's some really good bait here. As long as we don't have a terrible cast with the cast net, we should be getting a bunch of bait.
Talk about this Purina chum. I saw a lot of people are asking about yes, it's the same Purina as like dog food, like Purina dog chow. It has been tough to find.
It's not
online.
dog food. It's made from the same company. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying same brand. Yeah. It has been tough to find online though. Where did you buy it?
I got this from St. Pete Tackle Outfitters. A lot of local stores around Central Florida-ish, have it. It seems like it is tough to find online.
But the truth is, that's not going to make or break your day. Yeah. Meaning the type of chum you have, right, Luke? I mean, if you came out with a different chum, it's not going to...
This is the best, but you can also use just cat food. Just get some cat food with some white bait in there.
Oh, I just missed
those little cans of cat food. Start throwing that out, and you'll have some fish. This just does better.
Yeah, there's that Boca chum that a lot of the guys use in Florida.
Yeah, which that's this stuff, and I think they just add some menhaden oil to it, I believe.
Got it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of good fish down here.
So don't overthink the chum that you have to have Purina. That's just what Luke likes because he's got a dog. He likes to sport Purina. Whoa! Oh, that's a nice one there.
All right.
Oh yeah, baby.
Let's go ahead and get this.
Wait, hold on. This is a nicer trout here.
Get that trout out of the way.
Get that trout out of the way. Isn't that funny? Could be the biggest one yet today there, Cody. Yeah, baby. Oh, and you got to miss. Oh, that's what Luke was doing. He was trying to distract everyone from his cast, not knowing if it would be a good one or not.
All right, we got some bait, fellas.
Good.
We got some bait.
Whoop, lost the trout there.
So we were chumming for probably 15 minutes or so, and we have some excellent bait. Check this out. I like to check it, make sure there's no snapper in there. Yeah, check this out. This is a lot of bait fish. That's more than enough. Now we are ready to catch some fish. This is actually better bait than last time.
Oh yeah, you got some bigger ones in there. Like it.
And so just so you know, I'm not a light bait guy. This is literally the second time I've thrown this net ever. And the second time I've
There's some nice size
actually
ones.
caught bait.
Right, clean these up.
In the last 5 years. Just the easy tactics just work. Doesn't really matter where you are. All right, so let the rest of these guys go.
So since we do these live, meaning we do them uncut, you're gonna have to see the dirty part of the job of getting these things out. And yes, there will be some that die that will just be
Well, these are all chummers.
some added chum.
Yeah, that's exactly what we need.
We'll try to
Just start spreading them out.
save some though.
I guarantee you, as soon as we get one in the water, there's gonna be fish. Throw it up with the wind. Just sling them out 20 feet.
See, look at that, the size of that's a perfect one right there, baby. Yeah. We're gonna start chumming up.
Yeah, so
Trout. Sometimes you get mackerel. We got tons of ladyfish back here. We already know.
this is really good bait fish. This is
Even some snappers.
that is the best bait fish for Central Florida waters. They're call them white bait. They're pilchard, scaled sardines, another name for them. They live well, and fish love them.
Yeah, we're gonna do a whole blog post on white bait, pilchards, greenbacks, sardines. It causes a lot of confusion. Heck, I get confused sometimes because everyone's got a different name for them, and it's two specific types of bait. So what's the plan? Are we gonna actually fish live bait, or are we just gonna keep going artificial?
Yeah, we're sitting right here. We're gonna catch some fish.
With artificial though.
I'm gonna throw some white bait.
Okay.
So, as far as chumming up these flats, there's a lot of ways to do it. There's really no perfect way. But I like to get a net full, keep them in there a little bit just to have them where they're not on their A game, and just grab a handful and just
It's called dazing them, right?
throw them out as far as you can. Kind of spread them around. So these birds are starting to get attracted. Oh, there's a pinfish in there. That one got me. And pretty soon we should start having some fish feeding right behind us.
And I'm gonna just stick with Slam Shady for now. See what happens.
We've never tried this, in this exact spot, but it should work. I mean, Joe's already proven there's some fish here by catching a couple.
That last trout was nice. That you. Oh, that sounds more like a.
Ooh, look at this bait.
What do you got?
The size of this guy. Now that one is a good. Oh, Joe, you got a trout? Nice.
Yeah, nice little trout on.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this big guy on. Let's see how long it lasts out there.
Come on, buddy. Nice little trout.
This is organized chaos in the boat right here.
I think that's 7 trout on this one. Slam Shady 2.0. It's starting to get a little bit beat up. But I'm gonna give it one more shot. It'll be interesting to see the difference between the live bait. I'll go over here so I don't.
Yeah, I already got something messing with it.
Yeah, this area is just loaded. The one.
Oh, just got hit. See that
Cast
swirl?
bef-
Yep, there we are. So that's how
Oh,
quick
look,
it is.
I'm on 2. Double it up, baby.
That's how
Double
quick
it up.
it is. Oh man, I
Oh,
just missed
look.
mine.
Slam Shady strikes again, Cody. Slam Shady strikes again.
I had a good trout on.
Oh yeah, they're always good. That's a nice sized trout though, dude. These aren't little dinks.
These are respectable.
I don't know, maybe if you're in fishing with Peter Deeks, it's a dink, but I take that all day long. Even on that beat up Slam Shady, I am gonna, and guys, always smart. If you wanna make sure that we are able to fish with soft plastic lures forever, put them in your pocket. Don't throw them. Don't even throw them in the boat. That kind of stuff flies out. My boy Chris Bush, you know him, Speckled Trout, Luke?
Mm-hmm.
One of our insider members. He sent me a picture this weekend. He was wade fishing, and he actually found a Slam Shady in Texas.
In the water?
He's just like, yeah, and actually had a jig head on it, so it looked like it had been broken off. It still had a little line on it. But man, that's the stuff that can ruin it for a lot of people. One, I mean, you don't want to just be littering in general, but two, there are some groups, and in the state of Maine, they were trying to basically put an end to soft plastic lures in the entire state, and it did get shot down, but it's proof that there are people and there are governments that are working to eliminate, what is that, a monster ladyfish?
This might be a ladyfish here.
Fishing lures. So clean it up, put it in the pocket.
Yeah,
Now,
just do it.
also,
Most of all, just to save the waters, right? Just keep the waters. Try to keep it better than you found it.
yeah, you also want to make sure that when you do keep it in your pocket that you take it out before you wash your pants. My wife is like, why are there so many lures in our washing machine? Whoops.
Right. So this is a ladyfish, very common out here on the edges of the channels.
It's a nice sized lady.
Looked right in
Also
the corner.
great for tarpon bait, for cut bait. If you guys want to go out and catch a big redfish too, you can save that thing.
There gotta go.
We've caught some nice fish using cut ladyfish.
All right, so we got to get those trout fired up again. Let's get another round out there for them.
Although
Yes.
you cannot eat ladyfish for some people who I've seen in the Facebook group. Maybe coming down to Florida the first time.
Some people do.
I don't know, dude. I don't even know how you get much meat on that thing. Just a, oh. So it's interesting. What I found, and you guys might even see it, every time I've stopped it, so I'll do a straight retrieve, sometimes pop it. Every time I've just stopped it, I usually get a hit. That's the beauty of using a paddle tail. So many different ways to retrieve it. And once you find one that works, dial it in and keep doing it.
A good trout just hit one of those bait fish.
Yeah, there's some nice sized trout in there.
Yeah, so for those listening, what I'm doing is I'm just getting about a dozen bait fish in the net. I throw out 11 of them. That's a good rod bend there.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a solid trout.
Oh, dude.
It's a real nice trout.
Heck yeah, we're bringing in the big girls. That could
That's about the size
be
of
the
one
trout of the day so far.
About the size of the one that I missed earlier. Oh, double.
Oh, Luke's on, doubling up. Watch out, Cody. Got to do our release over 20.
So I got a little fella.
Big girl out of there. Oh yeah, check out. Whoa! Sure doesn't hit the deck. All right. Yeah, it's a nice fish. Let me get the pliers out.
Double trout.
Swallowed that guy.
Yeah, so they might not always be the biggest, but again, we do this, just implement this strategy, and you're gonna be able to catch an absolute ton of fish. Joe just had a sloppy release there, but got the trout back in the water safely. Whew. Again, it's the same thing. We got
Glad I got
more
the
than
hook
enough bait
out.
fish. Golly, there's some really good baits.
So what happened? You had a little small trout?
Yeah, it's got a little small trout.
Guys, I don't know if you're keeping track here, whether you're watching or listening. Slam Shady seems to be kind of having a little bit of a lead.
This is such a good bait fish right here.
Oh, for catching small little
So
fish?
with these bait fish, you can hook them in the nose or the tail. This one I'm gonna hook in the tail since it's so big, so it can swim around. So I'm just going through above the vertebrae. It's gonna swim in the water away from me. And now let me get the rest of these chummers out.
So we're working on a course with Captain Peter Deeks, who is pretty much a live bait guy, and he's got, I think, 7 or 8 different world records now. And he wanted to do this almost really for himself, and that was to take every kind of bait you can imagine, from white bait like this to shrimp to mullet to crab, and rig it every which way possible, because there's a lot of, I think, confusion and opinions on which way to rig the baits based on where you're fishing the circumstances, meaning what the current's doing, what the structure's like,
Oof.
etc. Man, there is
I think it just came up and
activity out
hammered
there.
it. There we go. Oh, lost it.
Nice. And so he took all these different baits underwater. It's taken him, I mean, this has been like a year in the making. And he's really spent the last 3 months documenting every bit of it. Oh, ladyfish. Come on, jump off. Of course, there we go. And he even said, like, I have learned so much about live bait and how it really looks underwater from this course. That's going to be coming out really soon. We're thinking about naming it. You guys will get a little sneak peek or a sneak preview of the name, but like live or underwater live bait forensics or something like that, because it really is. It's something that's never been done before, and that's the ability to see exactly what that bait fish or shrimp looks like in the water based on every. Golly, they're just thick in there.
Yeah, these baits. I'm gonna count the next one, but I've been losing these baits really fast.
I was just trying to do a straight retrieve, make sure I still have my lure on. I got nailed. Yeah, they're thick in there. I'm guessing it's mostly trout and ladies so far.
Yeah, there's some snapper in there. There should be some snapper.
Yeah, I caught that one little snapper. Mangrove snapper, that is. But doggone, this is so much fun. Look, Cody, you turn around, we're right next to a bridge, right? This is perfect summertime spot. So that means we got water flow, we got flats.
People fishing right behind us.
We got a channel, you got people fishing right behind us.
Yeah, and so here's how to rig them too when you pan back over here, Cody. And just for those listening, the most common way to rig these baits is just right in the head, right in between the eyes and the mouth. There's a little gap there, and that doesn't harm the fish. It's really strong, and then we'll go out there and get pummeled. So we're gonna go ahead and do a countdown. Let's get Joe out of there, messing up my spot. So even though Joe's reeling a fish in, I cast right behind him. So there's 1, 2, 3. 3 seconds. There we are. Lost the first one, and
nice
now I got the second one. So you can take some kids out here and do this, and they're gonna have one of the best fishing experiences ever. Just non-stop action.
Oh, there we go. Quick release. Slam Shady, still good.
This is a respectable trout too. And these would be keeper size if it was trout season. Nice trout right in the corner of the mouth.
Yeah, it's a nice trout.
And so what I'm doing, I'm using J hooks right now. So for actively fishing, I like J hooks. But if you're going to get a kid out, little J hook. If you're going to get a kid out, highly recommend
I'm on again.
Circle hooks.
Another trout. There's definitely some big trout in there.
Absolutely.
I want to catch one of those big ones. That one I had was pretty nice. But we're trying to get these things in and out as quick as possible. Oh, this one swallowed the Slam Shady. I can't say I blame him. Yeah, let me get the old pliers out.
So we're going to get some chummers going again.
Oh,
good just to get upwind of whatever area you want to fish. That way you can throw these out pretty easily. And get them basically in all directions. Oh, I think I lost one.
Wipe the rest of the fish slime on my leader. If you guys missed that podcast and the underwater fish sense, I still think that's so fascinating.
Yeah.
And fish slime, by the way, was one of the top fish scents that they are actually attracted to, and so is human saliva. And the best news was that alcohol had a neutral effect, which is why you can still drink beer and catch lots of fish. At least that is what I'm telling myself.
All right, so I threw a little bit over to the left to see if I can get fish on the fringes, but I think most of our fish are where we started chumming still.
Yeah, this area right over here seems to be the honey hole. Although I'm getting at least a strike every single cast.
I just had one.
Not always getting a hook set in him.
Now I have a bait that's a little injured. We'll throw him out there. He should get pummeled.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're right in there, man. Yeah, this is so much fun. And then occasionally, You might have a redfish or a snook come in, but most likely in this place, we're gonna catch a lot of trout.
Yeah, well, reds and snook, let me get a new bait. Reds and snook would most often be closer to the shore. They seem to like a lot more structure, protection from dolphin. With these trout, they just absolutely love the edges of these flats. And then you have a lot of roamers.
Yeah, you sometimes find a little school of Spanish mackerel, and they
get mackerel, tarpon, like they cruise the edges of these flats a lot. So there's just a whole variety. Cobia, you can catch a little bit of everything, because pretty much all fish, or at least most fish, will be roaming the edge of these flats every once in a while.
And we might even want to throw out some more of this chum. It was interesting how it was every single cast when that chum was going out, the chum slick.
Well, I'm saving that stuff.
Oh.
Saving that for bait.
What are you saving it for? Dinner tonight?
We actually need bait.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one there. Oh yeah. He's just a wee bit shy of 18 inches. They're just tearing up that Slam Shady. Never gets old, guys. Never gets old. This is the recipe. This is the recipe for going out and just catching a bunch of fish really fast, especially here in the summertime. Whoa, we got out early, trying to be nice and not grab them too tight. Got out early, found the bait. Now I'm finally gonna replace that. You can see it's definitely getting shredded. Put it in the pockets. And, oh, Luke's on. You got a nice one?
Nah, that's normal size. Solid fish though.
Yep.
That was about a 5-second count from when the bait landed to when the fish hit it. We're definitely on some fish.
Oh yeah. What size hook and stuff are you using?
I'm just using a size 1. I was expecting a smaller bait. So basically you want to match the size of the hook to the bait fish. And I was expecting the smaller bait fish. So we actually got some good, 3-4 inches. I was expecting like 2 to 3 inches. But a size 1/0's good for that. Get this trout under control. He hooked it a little bit deeper, but still not too deep. And again, the key is just to be feeling for strikes. Using J hooks, constantly feel for strikes, watch your line, make sure they don't get hooked deep. Oh, there we are.
Yeah, and somewhat related, you'll be seeing us on a new boat at some point here in the near future. We are boat shopping. This Maverick has been amazing, but it's time, right, Luke? Is that the nicest way to say it?
It'll be a lot easier to film from a bigger boat.
It's time. You can even turn around, Cody. You can see there's no trolling motor there on the little block.
Yeah, troll motor is in the shop. And again, that's another reason why we're doing this type of fishing, because it's easy. You don't need to have any fancy equipment. You don't need a trolling motor. You just need a little bit of know-how, and you can go out there and just have a lot of action.
Yes, we're going to get something a little bit bigger. We've been doing quite a bit of shopping. Here at Salt Strong, we do not take sponsorships, so we have had some offers for some really, really would be exciting deals, but they all come with strings attached, and a lot of the guides and the pros that we've fished with who do have their TV shows and they have all the sponsors, they're very grateful for their sponsors, as they should be, but they all tell us that it is like having a second boss. I mean, someone gives you a $70,000 boat, you can better be sure they're going to expect some stuff from you, just like if someone gave you a $70,000 salary.
Heck, even a $100 cooler that people expect.
Yeah, they're gonna expect a lot from you. They want an ROI on it.
This one's a little bit bigger.
And so we're not going this sponsorship route, which is why I'm telling you all this. We are going to pay real money, our own hard-earned cash, for a boat. Because we don't want to be. Oh no!
So I was saying, if this is a trout, this is gonna be the biggest trout ever.
We don't want to be beholden to sponsors and have to do the kind of the fake corny videos. We want to buy a boat that we believe in, including an engine. And oh man, that's a monster!
It's a big sail cat. For those listening,
that's a monster.
Sail cats have invaded our spot. They've found the chum slick. That's a big
That's
one.
brutal. And so we're looking at, we've pretty much settled it's most likely going to be a bay boat. These skiffs are amazing. They're super tactical, but they're horrible for taking out friends and family. And even, you know, with Cody here, we're just 3 dudes, and this 17-foot Maverick, it can get pretty tight, as Cody can attest.
They're not horrible. They're fishing machines. They're not good for things that aren't fishing, but they're amazing for.
And so we have now so many insiders, and we have, you know, our lifer members, and we want to travel. Like, one idea that we had is it's called Master Any Area, or any area. Oh, that was a nice hit. In 12 hours or less, meaning go to a brand new spot in 12 hours to try to catch as many fish as possible. And
really to go out and get a slam is the goal. To get at least redfish,
hit right
trout,
there
flounder.
at the boat. Nail me.
One of each. That's the goal. For those long-term insiders, this is really what started the Insider Club. So I used to go out and do a lot of traveling and just go to a spot and just dissect it. You know, online research. I'd record the pre-trip plan. I would go out and fish the spot, and then share what worked, what didn't work, show where the fish were, and then the members were using that to just use in their areas. You know, the same type of spots will be working across the season, and so we're going to kick that back up. We had to basically stop it for the coronavirus. Kind of had to stop the travels, but we're about to pick it up, and that'll be hopefully once a week. Once a week will be the plan.
Yeah, now you know, we've got Tony, we've got Wyatt. We're hiring another fishing coach as well, and everyone is going out to some kind of new area or new spot and fishing it, and then reporting everything from where they launched, where they saw the fish, where they saw the bait, what worked, what didn't work. And we've just built this really amazing library over 4 years of not just spots, because spots are great, but what's more important than spots are, of course, the trends. And for those of you who listen to the podcast often, you know that we keep repeating that because it's so critical. That's really all that matters.
Yeah,
so many of us want to, like, oh, what's the latest and greatest lure? What kind of fluorocarbon you got? And not that stuff doesn't matter. I think you should invest in great equipment and have good stuff, but put more focus on finding the fish based on trends, based on science, based on the biology.
Yeah, it's the type of spot based on the conditions is key. That's the most of it. It's way more important than a spot.
Yep. Although I like the spot right now.
So you can tell the serious anglers, they never ask, hey, where did you catch that? They'd be asking, hey, like, what type of spot were you fishing? Because that's the more important information.
Yeah, and the other thing that I learned from that was a big hit there. Who was it? One of those tournament guys.
Good fish just struck right there.
Yeah. That's a nice one there. Look at that, dude.
Solid trout.
That is a solid Tampa Bay trout. Tearing it up. But anyhow, he always asks, what depth were you in? So he doesn't care about the spot or even really the area. He just wants to know the depth is what he asked his network. And I thought that was really
Again, that's all about, that's the type of spot, right? It's the type of depth.
Cody, I'm hoping this one's going to be it is going to be a cleaner release. Look at that. Yes. On the Slam Shady.
Oh, this is embarrassing.
Back to back, Luke?
Another double, and
here we go.
This is a little guy.
You get that one in slow mode of him spraying me in the face. Luke over here, and you guys wonder why I stick with Slam Shady with the little trout eyes jig head. It's because of what Luke's having to deal with right now. Oh, I thought you had another back-to-back catfish on. You just had a little dink.
Little small trout.
You guys think you can't catch decent trout on artificial, huh?
Yeah, and this really is a good example. I'm definitely trying to catch more than him. He is certainly outfishing me, but with artificial lures, there's a big advantage on not having to re-rig. I've been losing a bunch of fish, have to go down the live well every time, and in the meantime, he's out there. He's able to maximize his actual time fishing, not dealing with bait.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get 2 to 3 casts in while he's having to dig for bait. And I'll take every advantage I can get. Every advantage. Because I'm not the best fisherman in the world. But doggone, I'm eager, I'm determined, I'm willing to learn, and I'm coachable. Put me in, coach. I'm just a guy with a guitar out here singing my heart out. What movie is that from, Luke?
I have no idea.
Starsky and Hutch. Starsky and Hutch. The Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson version. And Owen Wilson's playing his guitar and Ben's crying.
Oh, I'm glad that one got off. That was feeling awful catfishy.
So funny. Just a guy with a guitar playing my heart out. So what's the plan? How long are we going to do this? That's the big question I have.
For as long as we want. I mean, there really should be no reason that these fish would stop. As long as we keep feeding them, they're just going to stay there. More and more fish are cruising up and down this flat. They're going to sense the commotion. They're going to come check it out. Like that last time we did a podcast similar to this, the fishing was getting better and better the longer we stayed. So there's no reason why we would actually need to move. Like these people here out drifting, I haven't seen them catch anything
there we go.
yet.
They're over here looking at us saying, oh my gosh, what do they have? It's Slam Shady. Hey there, folks. The guy's looking at me like, what?
But I mean, the only thing, you know, we're fishing the same spot. The only thing different is that we're just chumming up the water.
So, whoa, we got one in the boat. He wants to stay with us.
I've preached this before. When you're ever dealing with a trout that you're going to release any fish, just keep it over the boat in case it does falls in the water.
Well, the good news is that one hit Luke's tackle bag, which is why he didn't hit a thump. So good news is he didn't feel any pain. Mine is just being embarrassed. Like being in the Olympics and jumping off the high dive and doing a belly flop. Nah, didn't kill him, but whoo, that's going to make highlight reels for years to come.
I've already got one on. These slide baits are getting hammered.
Yeah, this guy's over there.
Oh, I just lost mine.
Oh, that's a nice one there. Come on, baby.
That's a good rod bend. That might be a sail cat.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is interesting. Yeah, Joe hadn't caught any sail cats yet.
And I don't plan on it. Yeah, it's a nice one there. Dang, Slam Shady just striking left and right, Cody. Come on now. That's a nice trout. That's why, see these big ones here. I don't know if you guys heard my podcast on the release over 20, but pretty much all of these trout that are 20 inches, like this one's getting close to it and above, are female. So you want to keep them in the water. Hey, buddy, I'm maybe not that long. Now he's giving me a hard time. Keep them in the water, close to the water. Don't try to release them above the boat like I did that small one. And let them get released as quick as possible. Yeah, if you want to take a picture, do it. But as you guys have seen from some of my other mishaps, I'm like the guy who should teach how not to handle fish. That one time I was doing it and my hands were slippery because I was doing the right thing by washing my hands off, and the sucker, nails the boat.
All right, so we'll see how long it takes. Get another cast in there. Bait fish.
I'm gonna go right there next to Luke.
Got one.
Got a beat up Slam Shady.
2, 3. Oh, there. 3. It's like the holy hand grenade of the Monty Python. 1, 2, 5. 3, sir. Not the biggest trout, but it's a fish.
The holy hand grenade. That boat is now leaving. They're frustrated with the amount of fish that we were catching. They were catching none. No, I'm not competitive. I just like to win.
So it was a little bit deeper right on the corner, but a little bit deep, so I'm gonna get some pliers out.
So what we're gonna do afterwards is we're gonna go over and talk to them and share this podcast video episode with them. Here's what we were doing differently. I mean, because they were just a stone's throw away, not catching diddly squat. And I don't know how many fish we caught here in 30 minutes. It's been a bunch.
Yeah, they probably caught some, just wasn't quite as active. And it wasn't that they didn't have a good spot, they just didn't chum them up.
Chumming them up. That's why it's always good. You remember we did that for a long time in Dad's old boat. We would always have catfish food in the little cans, like the little sun-kissed catfish food. And I mean, if you're in a spot and it's getting slow or super hot, you anchor down, put the power pole, whatever you got, and start chumming. Fish will come. They might not be trophy redfish or snook, but bait fish will come, predator fish will come if you give it time. And that was kind of our key to catching pinfish back then. Remember, just sun-kissed catfish food. Dad be going in there to the pet store. People like, man, you must love cats. He's like, I hate cats.
No,
Definitely allergic to cats.
We just get it at the grocery store.
I'm just kidding. The place is irrelevant. Saying. Whoever the cashier was thinking he liked cats, he didn't like cats. What about you guys? You guys cat people? I'm not. I like dogs. And now, you guys will stay tuned, but we're getting a family bunny. My daughter Shauna just turned 9. All she wanted, she's the one that has all the critters. She's got new pet. Every week she has a new pet, and she's dying to have a bunny. We told her she couldn't keep the wild bunnies near the lake. That if we were gonna have a bunny, let's get a real one, so we don't have to worry about rabies and all the other crazy stuff that might come with a wild bunny. So we're getting a bunny.
Another trout.
But apparently, with all this whole coronavirus, I think a lot of parents are buying stuff for their kids they normally wouldn't buy because they feel bad their kids can't do squat during the summer. There's a bunny shortage. Go to the pet store, I tell you that, Luke.
Is there really a bunny store?
Yeah.
Huh.
So we get this bunny cage. You know, it's a whole lot different when we were growing up. We just, got a bunch of old wire, put together an old wire and wood, and put together an old cage. So we get this really fancy bunny cage, put the entire thing together weekend. Takes me hours because I'm not the best at reading instruction. I have to redo a lot of stuff. And we finally go to the pet store to buy the bunny to put in the cage. They're out of bunnies. There's a bunny shortage. All the parents want bunnies and bearded dragons. We already have a bearded dragon. Now we're getting a bunny. I don't know what we're going to do with it. Don't even know what we're going to name it. But we are going to have a purebred bunny. And hopefully it does not do any breeding. If it does, I know who I'm going to give the first one to. You. And then one to Otis would love to have a bunny pet. Wouldn't he?
Little friend for Otis.
I wonder what Otis would do with a bunny. Heck, he eats Slam Shadies. He'd probably eat the bunny. Certainly eat the bunny pellets, aka poop. So this boat, is that same guy? Nope, different guy. So the new guy over here, he's I think he's been eyeing us, and now he's putting the anchor down right there in the channel. Oh, that's a nice, I just missed a nice one. That was a good rod bend there. Oh, something else hit it. Dang, they're in there, right in that one spot, man. I wonder what's there.
It's a bunch of chum. It's pretty simple.
I was thinking more like a certain type of grass, but
It's just right on the edge of the channel with a bunch of bait fish floating around.
All right, this time I'm going to do it the right way, Cody. Right over the water in case he does fall down. Look at that. See?
I've got a trout hitting mine up on the surface right back there.
Man, this Slam Shady is just getting destroyed. Because every cast in that area, what do you got?
That was a decent sized trout.
Oh, yeah, channel cap.
Yeah, I was reeling mine up on the surface just to. Actually, it would be fun to put a topwater plug on out there. I'll try that.
I'm gonna just reel one in fast and see if I still get this. Oh, yeah,
yeah,
still got that strike.
I just kept my bait fish on the surface.
Oh my gosh, did you see that? That was all right. That was pretty cool. So these big ones are coming up. Watch this, Cody. I'm gonna go high on the surface, see if I can get one almost come up and do top water. I don't know if you can zoom in on my bait, but that one came up and nailed it. So I think last time it was because I was kind of more mid-level the water column and going up that it came up and chased it up. That was a big trout. Came up and it almost inhaled that
I'm gonna put a topwater on next.
Oh, there we go.
If that's a trout, that's a good trout. Yeah, it's a trout.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how long I'll be doing this, but it's these trout are definitely not calming down yet.
Yeah, that's a nice one there. Aggressive guy. Yeah. But yeah, here, if you guys are in Texas, Louisiana, wondering why we're not keeping these, you can't keep them. This guy inhaled that. Look at the old pliers out real quick. You can't keep trout in Tampa area. At least not right now. And I personally think that's a great thing.
Yeah, I mean, the closures definitely helped increase.
Let's be honest. Fishing is not the most effective and efficient and money-saving way to bring home dinner, right? It is a whole lot cheaper I mean, hey, if we took these fish home and you factor in the cost of us driving over here and boat gas and all the tackle, I mean, that's the most expensive fillet ever. Now, I'm not poo-pooing keeping fish, because we certainly keep our share of fish. Dude, I am just destroying you. I want to put that in here real quick. That Slam Shady is making it happen today. Dang, just killing it. And the nice thing about these trout is they don't really destroy your leader line like a snook does. So I'm not having to replace it very often.
Yeah, still have to look at it. I mean, these lady fish will really do some damage to it. But yeah, it's in between your catches. Just check your line, make sure there's no frays. I'm gonna put a topwater plug on, see if we can't get some.
But anyhow,
topwater fun.
With this whole closure, I like it just because of this. You know, Luke and I are in this for the long term, meaning, you know, we signed up for this whole Salt Strong thing to impact generations of anglers, not just ourselves and people who are watching it today. And I think that's the best thing that we can do as anglers today, to give our kids and grandkids and great-grandkids the same opportunity to fish that we did, is to leave some fish for them, right? Is to keep the place healthy, not to pollute, not to leave plastic, not to leave lures and all the junk that we see in our waterways, and return most of it. You know, some of these pictures, man, like I saw one recently on Instagram. Look at that, dude. There is a feeding frenzy in there.
That was a good trout.
I don't, just disturbed me, and they didn't break any rules, but it was just 5 guys, I think, in Texas, maybe it was Texas, Louisiana, and I mean, they had kept like 30 redfish all on the table, and I was just like, there's no way those guys are all gonna eat it. And I understand taking home on that night to have fresh fish, but you know, most of it's gonna end up in a freezer, and most of it's probably end up gonna go bad or never eaten. And ask me how I know, because we did that for some time, and I always felt bad about it. So I don't know, I would just always be conscious of that, is take what you need for that day. If you know you're gonna freeze stuff, just know what happens. I remember that one time I went hunting in Albany, Georgia, and I shot my first buck, and it was exhilarating. I was so pumped up to get all the meat, and I did. And I enjoyed it for a little while and had it in the freezer. And I remember leaving, I was in Atlanta at the time, and came down to Florida for a fishing vacation.
That was a giant trout.
And guess what happens? Some kind of massive lightning storm shuts the power down, and ended up busting that breaker down in my basement where I had that fridge and freezer. I came back, and talk about a smell of all this deer meat that had been sitting there. Oh, and a hot freezer. Oh, that's a nice one there too.
Topwater trout in the middle of the day.
Oh, dude, I just missed a nice one. They're always nice when you miss them, though.
Yeah, this is a fun way to just go out and catch fish. And back on the conservation side,
if you guys are listening, Luke just brought the topwater out. We're here, it's getting hot. We got a barge passing us here right now, U.S. Coast Guard barge. See that, Cody? Left it. Oh, dang, dude, they are so thick in here.
There we are.
Look, I want to see you do another topwater.
I gotta go. And so back to on the conservation side too is now I don't use treble hooks anymore, just because especially now we can't even keep a lot of the fish inshore, and these single hooks work just as good. I actually like them better, because like just to hear some smaller trout were pecking at it, and the smaller trout miss it, but when a bigger fish grabs it, which the bigger fish will, you're gonna hook them. And so this is really good about just not catching the smaller fish and only catching the bigger fish. Use these single inline hooks, and you're gonna love them. I've been very impressed.
All right, see if you can zoom in, Cody, on this topwater.
Let's get some chummers out there. Get them fired up again. Yeah, I had a really nice trout come up and swipe and miss.
Golly, it's 2 casts in a row. I got caught on a weed. These weeds coming from, huh? Oh my gosh.
Fish down. He never even took the weed off.
Well, usually I cast that out, it's gonna fall off. Thing was hooked in there. Let's see if a trout will come down on the top. Looks like an eel crossing the water. Sharp hook there by Eye Strike / Z-Man.
All right, so you probably need to get out of the way so Cody can film this.
All right.
Top water.
All right, Cody, I'll let you come up.
Yeah, we'll
here.
try to get a top water strike on film. And so what I'm going to do is the chum spot has just been right out here, just 20, 30 feet off.
Why the Coast Guard barge is going by? That would be awesome.
And so, can you see it, Cody? Just giving some.
Oh, dude, that's a hog.
Should be right, getting close to the strike zone. See if one comes up to snag it.
Hold on, buddy.
I see one behind it now. Right here was where they're hitting last time. They might have learned their lesson. We'll try another one. I'll go back to that same general area. See if we can't get one to hit with the camera rolling. So a lot of times you just kind of get it, make it look like it's just an injured bait fish and stop it every once in a while, and they'll usually hit it right after the pauses. But we're getting about 11 o'clock in the morning, and this is definitely not, oh, there's one after it. Oh, it's a sail cat. There's a sail cat coming up after it. Oh,
Should a sail cat hit top?
Let's see if it comes right to the boat. That sail cat was charged up. We'll do one a little bit further over to the left, see if we can't get one. A trout, not a sail cat.
Whoa, I didn't even let it hit the bottom. Dang.
That's a good fish.
Dude, this area is lit. Back-to-back trout for the
Yeah,
Joe Meister.
and there's really, I mean, there's nothing special about
Oh, here
the
comes
spot.
a dolphin in here now, too.
Oh, gee, that dolphin might shut things down. The hook got caught around the bait. Yeah, there's nothing really special about this spot. We just sat here and just chummed up the fish.
Yeah, Cody.
All right, this will be the last one of those trout. They were fooled at first with the top water, and they've apparently learned their lesson.
Could you see the channel cat hit it?
It was a sail cat, but yeah, I mean,
sail cat,
it didn't hit it. It was just right. It was nosing. It was right below trying to catch it.
That's funny.
All right, worth a shot. Yeah, again, back to the trebles. I mean, I highly recommend against trebles now. After I've been using these, I feel like I'm catching the same amount of fish, but the average fish size is bigger because those small ones will miss it. And in many cases, those small ones are missing, and that just helps entice those bigger ones to go up there and it thinks it's stealing a meal, and then you end up with a bigger fish than you would have had otherwise. So check those out. They're hard to find is the only bad thing. We do have them on our site. And so we'll put a link down below, or at least try to remember to do that. But otherwise, they're on our shop. We'll make sure they get featured so you can find them. But I'm gonna go back to some live bait.
Yeah, let's actually close it up.
All right.
I mean,
I guess it's been long enough.
only so many trout you can catch. So guys, thank you for watching us. Thank you for all the support. We feel like we have just been so blessed with our entire audience, especially our insider members who really get treated we have a whole equitable, not equal kind of a mindset, meaning we bend over backwards for our insiders. They're the foundation of our company. They're what fuel this entire thing. They're what enable us to not have to take sponsors, so we can tell all of you exactly what works, exactly what you should buy, what you shouldn't buy, not what some sponsor says. But most importantly, our mission is twofold for our insider members, is to save time and to save money. And so, as Luke mentioned, every week, we're getting on online maps. We're going to real spots, new spots every single week. From Texas all the way up to Virginia, we have trends that will work because we want to save you time. If you have a normal job and you can only spend so much time studying online maps, which is not much time at all, we ask for 10 minutes. So 10 minutes every Friday, we literally get on a map and show you where to go fish. So we're saving you time. And then on the money side, now that we have over 14,000 members as we're recording this today, it might be 15,000 soon the way this thing is growing, we're able to go out there and get some really amazing deals on the same stuff that you see us use here every day. I have a Daiwa 3000, this TFO rod, and our members get 20% off and sometimes even more of all of the same tackle that we're using. We purposely are not, a Bass Pro Shop. We're never gonna have a million different products. We want the best products, stuff that we are personally using, stuff that we're personally dipping in the salt water to make sure, what's that, Lukey? Oh, I thought it was gonna be another sail cat. So if you'd like to join us, it's only 27 cents a day. I know a lot of you guys and gals out there either go to Starbucks yourself or have spouses that go to Starbucks like my wife likes to do. I mean, she's spending $3 a day. This is only 27 cents per day.
But you don't have to pay every day. You just pay one.
Yeah, you pay
once a year.
Never have to worry about it.
Yeah, once a year and done, and then you can save.
And we'll have you doubling up, and your kids doubling up, and your family and your friends, and every time you go out in the water, catching lots of fish.
Saw a little trout there.
Saving time, saving money, and ultimately just having more fun out in the water like we're always doing. So guys, thank you so much. Go to saltstrong.com. You can learn more about joining us in the club, get discounts and everything from Slam Shady to all the tackle that we use. And ultimately, once again, save time, save money, meet some friends, have a network where you can bounce ideas off of, and catch more fish. That's it. We out.
Good
job
times.
today, dude.
Good times.
Peace.
There's something about the water that'll give you peace, all by yourself or with your family. Live salt strong and weather